Today, it is hot as balls outside. I think it's 95 degrees and the heat index is like 106. Not enjoying it in the slightest. I am in a shop and it's insulated, so that helps, but it's still like nice and sweaty. Today we're going to be doing fuel system. I have my Works pump somewhere. It's going to be a DW300. It's 340 liters per hour. So the valve cover's done. It's blue and sparkly. I'm going to do the fuel pump. I have my injector harness out. I'm going to be putting those bigger injectors in. I do have my Aeromotive regulator that's going to be getting mounted somewhere. I'm going to have to cap off the regulator to where it doesn't function anymore. I just want it to be completely controlled by the Aeromotive. So when I pull the rail, I'm going to see what I have to do to block off that regulator so that the little diaphragm doesn't affect the pressure or the flow of the gasoline whatsoever. Let's get to work on this. I'm going to do this harness, and I'm going to do like a time lapse on the harness real quick. We're going to get that knocked out and get the new injectors put on and put it in, and then I'm going to have to go through my settings and reconfigure everything because those injectors, like I said, are a lot bigger than what's in here now. All right, we're doing the fuel pump. I'm about to yank the old one out, and we're going to get that Works pump in here. So hopefully everything goes smooth, but we'll see. I got the new fuel pump put in. It was pretty straightforward. Here's the old one. I actually got lucky. I didn't have to use my harness that I took the time to make because it was plug and play because I'd already replaced the pump with the new pump when I first got the car. So it plugged in, everything works. I can't test it because my fuel rail is off right now, but it should work fine. I don't think I have any issues. I didn't mention, for the sole purpose that I forgot about it, the regulator. So the regulator is directly in the rail, there's a hole there, and so it goes in here and the fuel returns via this line here, and this regulates the return pressure coming out of the rail. I'm going to cut the top of it open. I'm going to figure out whatever actuates it to induce flow for the return, and I'm going to rig it wide open, and then I'm going to weld it in place, and it's going to go back on the rail on the car, and we're going to use this return going into my regulator and then out to the return line back to the tank. That's the plan. We're going to see how it works. In a very disorderly fashion, I've cut the top off of this regulator here. Here's what I came up with. I took the diaphragm apart on the regulator and I just welded a cap on it. Nothing fancy. Capped it off so now it flows straight out of here and down. So that can go to my aftermarket Aeromotive regulator, and that will work flawlessly, hopefully. All right, the fuel system's done, and I reconfigured the settings for the injectors on micro squirt, and it got close. It's running 11s, but it does run. I expected it to be rich. I know I'm gonna have to go through and trim the table and get it all smoothed out, but it fired up, it runs. I don't have any fuel leaks on my rail. Everything works. My light died, or I'd get you a better picture, but here's the injectors. There's the regulator. Got my nice little Marshall gauge on there. I'm about to get it started, get the fuel all dialed in, and then we'll have the charge pipe on there super soon. Fuel system's done. It wasn't necessarily the most enjoyable experience I've ever had, but it's finished, and soon she'll be making boost. That's what's going on.